Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and I'd like to welcome you, everyone from all around the world coming in tonight. We are going to have fun tonight because we're going to do something. It's been one of the most requested videos, is how to decorate the insides of your cards. We spend so much time making our cards beautiful on the outside, and then sometimes when you open them up, they're just plain on the inside. And also a lot of people ask, well, what if you use a darker card base? What's the best way to write inside? So I'm going to go through a bunch of ideas with you tonight. I have a whole stack of cards here that I just grabbed off of the top of the pile. I don't even really know everything that's in here. Looks like we've got a few good things, but we are going to decorate some of them on the inside. But before we do that, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
The inside of the card, the forgotten zone.
the dead space.
Kind of like the dead space. I can relate.
Yes, the dead space on the card, not the bright space. But really, it's kind of the most important part, don't you think?
It's where it all comes together.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I am better than horrible. Glad to be here.
It's good to see you.
I'm excited to see what this is all about.
What goes on?
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Okay.
We have a birthday to celebrate today.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
We do.
Brianne Loveland, who is our in the web space. Brianne Loveland, our
birthday.
Linking Ninja, is celebrating her birthday today. I told her she didn't have to work today. I said, Brianne, take the night off. Go out to dinner. Go do your thing. And she said, nope, I already told my family that I had to be online by, I think she said 5 o'clock. I don't She's the most happy when she's doing this, she said. It's when her aura ring tells her that she has no stress, which is so funny because I would think that it would be extremely stressful the way I'm coming at you all the time, Brianne, with all these product names, and sometimes I don't even know the name, and 2 seconds later you've got the link in the chat and the name. So, but happy birthday, my friend. I hope you had a wonderful day today. And I hope that you enjoy another trip around the sun. So, all right. Well, what do you think, Tom? Shall we get started right away?
I'm interested to see what happens in that world.
Okay. All right. Well, the first thing I want to talk about are some stamp sets that we have at Gina K Designs that are perfect for the insides of your cards. And you may not have seen some of these before, so I'm just going to do a little rundown of some of my favorite inside greeting sets. Now, that doesn't mean that that's all of them. And lots of our stamp sets have outside greetings, focal images, and inside greetings all in one stamp set. But I grabbed a few off the shelf. Some of them I don't even have here because I have most of my inside greetings at home, because that's where I do most of my addressing. So I'll make the outside of the card here on our lives, and then I take a lot of my cards home and I do all the inside stuff at home, prep them, and ship them. All my envelopes are there and everything. So I want to show you some of my favorite stamp sets for inside greetings. Now, this first one I want to show you is great for both inside and outside greetings. This one is called All About You, and it's got these bigger greetings that work well for either outside of your card or inside of your card. But if you're going to use them for inside of your card, these would be the perfect greetings for maybe the times when you have the word friend, a big die that says friend or hello friend. That's the perfect outside greeting. And then inside you put some of these greetings like, I don't know what I would do without you. Friend, you are such a wonderful person. Friend, hello friend, the world is a better place because of you. These are very encouraging greetings, and they can be used inside or outside. Now, another one, a very recent one that I really had to give honorable mention to here is this set. This is our seasonal patterns and phrases, and everybody loves this little spatter stamp. I love that, and I love this big background stamp. I'll probably use this for an inside tonight. And then it's got, this is a great set for your holidays because you can stamp these on any of our strip sentiments from any of our master layouts, but then it's got big greetings for the inside of your cards. So these are going to feel less like a hand-stamped card and more like what you would get at a Hallmark store, right? You know, when you open the cards up at a Hallmark card, one of those big cards, it'll have a very big greeting on the inside. And these are really nice for holiday cards because a lot of our holiday cards we mass produce. And we don't always have time to write a long personal greeting inside of the card. Well, this takes up a great amount of space, and then you can handwrite at the bottom, thinking of you, hope you're having a great holiday season, and just your name, because this will take up a bigger spot. So I like these bigger ones for that mass production purpose. Okay, so some of the other ones I like. If you are making get well cards and maybe you have a church ministry and you make cards for the sick parishioners, right? People that aren't feeling well at home or people that are going through treatments and things like that. This set right here called Get Well Wishes is a great one because it has some of those outside greetings, but it's got fantastic inside greetings here. Just as an example, hang in there, recovery takes time, you are strong, and you will get through this, sending love and support. Or please let me know how I can help and support you while you recover. Please let us know how we can help and support you while you recover. So that might be a good one for like a church ministry, or if you're sending something from you and your spouse. This one just has a lot of options for both when you're sending it just from yourself or from yourself and someone else or a whole gang of people. So this Get Well Wishes is a great one for that. Then we also have, for people who like to send more faith-based cards, we have our Faithful Encouragement. And this is another one that would work really well with the Get Well Wishes, or maybe even for sympathy cards, church ministries, things like that. This is a beautiful set that has lots of very faithful greetings that trust that no matter what you're going through, you are not alone. God is always with you. Just wanted you to know you're on my mind and in my prayers. Nothing is impossible with God. So you can use all of these for inside of your cards. Then I had to bring this one out because this one by Deborah Warner, I really like this one because it does have a lot of big greetings that can go on the outside of your cards, but they're also really nice for the inside. You know, thinking of you at Christmas, that is just enough for inside the card, and it's got a more delicate font that would work well for inside. If you're doing a horizontal card, you can put, may the peace of the season, may the beauty of the season bring you peace and joy. It's got wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Have a wonderful holiday season. So these are really nice for inside your holiday cards. All right. Now, if you're making baby cards, now we are going into the spring, and that's when we do a lot of baby cards and wedding cards and things like that. So this set called Baby Love is really, really cute for that. Of course, it has some really sweet images in there for baby cards, but it also is just filled with inside greetings and some outside greetings too. And it's also got greetings that are really nice for adoption, for rainbow baby, just, you know, grandchild. Maybe you want to send somebody a card, congratulations on your grandchild. I mean, the grandmas and the grandpas don't always get the cards during that time. So this is so nice. And it does have like congratulations on the adoption and your dreams of parenthood have finally come through. So very delighted and happy for you. It's got something for twins. How wonderful. Twice the diapers and twice the love. And triplets. How wonderful. 3 times the diapers and 3 times the love. So this is a really good one, and it will kind of work for so many different baby cards. And the thing that's nice about these, especially something like this, you really don't need 5 different baby sets, right? This has enough greetings that honestly, if somebody in your same family had 3 kids, there's still enough greetings in here that you could send them a different card for each one. So something like this could be a good basic for your collection, but you know, it's just going to last forever. And what I like about these is almost every one of these is in a fairly classic font that will go with all kinds of different, more scripty or more fun and whimsical outside greetings. They'll also go with many different styles of cards. So for example, if you were doing this Get Well one, if you were making a very cute card with the Band-Aid, or if you had a bowl of soup, or you know, just something like that you were making a very cutesy card, these greetings are going to work. If you were making a more elegant floral card that's maybe something a little more serious and you don't want it to be cutesy and funny, this will go great with that kind of font too. So I noticed that a lot of our illustrators have kept that in mind in designing these different stamp sets. And some of them are mine too, like this one and then this next one. So this next one is so many sentiments. And I'm not trying to sell you products tonight. I'm really not. Probably a lot of you have greetings in your collection. I just want to show you what we have. So down the line, if you're thinking, oh, I've got to make baby cards coming up, that it'll just be in your mind that you know that we have some of this stuff. So that's why I'm going through these with you. All right, this is so many sentiments. This is another one with some classic fonts. The fonts are a little bolder too, which are a little easier to read for some people. So thankful for a friend like you, praying each day finds you feeling like your own self, thinking of you during this difficult time. Oh, I just said this to Brienne, wishing you another wonderful trip around the sun. So this has a whole variety of inside greetings for lots of different occasions and needs. And then it does have some outside greetings too, and any of these can be used for the outside of your card. All right, so this is an oldie but goodie. We've had this in our collection forever. This is Sentimental Holiday by Beth Saleka. I love this one. It's just got some really beautiful classic fonts for your holiday cards. And it's got some that are very religious. May this glorious day of our Savior's birth resound with hope and peace on earth. And then it has, you know, just some happy holidays, or from our family to yours, something that's a little bit more generic. So I love this one. This is one that I use every year. I always grab this one to stamp these inside greetings on some of my cards. Then Debbie Warner started a series called On the Inside. So she's got 3 so far of her On the Inside sets. So her first one was On the Inside. She just planned to do an inside greeting set. So this is very eclectic. It's got wishing you love, joy, and happiness on your wedding day and always. With age comes wisdom. Have a great birthday, old wise one. I love that. And happy graduation. You did it. Be proud. I'm so sorry. Let's hug it out. That's a good one. You know, if you ever have a little tiff with somebody and you just want to send them a card and open the door, extend the olive branch. That's so nice. Thanks for always being there for me. Love you so much. So this is a more eclectic grouping of inside sentiments. And then it's got some cute little things that you can stamp with the sentiments that I will probably be using tonight. Then she decided to expand this whole idea, and she did On the Inside birthday. So this is very strategically designated for birthday cards. And look at all of those birthday sentiments. All right, you've got 1. I'm just going to count the inside ones. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You could just put happy birthday in there. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You'd have to know somebody for more than 17 years to send them a card with every one of these sentiments on the inside. So a set like this to me is very useful. And once again, she created some of these little borders of candles and presents, which are really nice for the inside of your card. And these are also really nice for the envelope of your card. So you could add that underneath the inside greeting, like the string of candles, but then you could also add it to the flap of the card, so it creates some like a fluid look for those cards. Okay, and then she did On the Inside Christmas, which I love. This is another one of those great Christmas sets. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then all of these cute little extras to go on the inside. 12 years you'd have to know somebody before you'd need a new set for them. And then Beth Saleka did one called On the Inside. And this one has strictly inside greetings. It's a cute font. It works really well with a lot of different fonts and a lot of different style cards. And this one has everything. It's got birthday. It's got just kind of thinking of you, kind of heartfelt things like this card is being sent with love to you for all that you are going through. That could be for a get well or for a sympathy or for just somebody maybe looking for a job, struggles in life. But then it also has one more candle on the cake doesn't age you. It just makes the world a little brighter. So all of these adorable greetings in here. This is called Inside Edition. And then Beth kind of elaborated on that one a little bit with her next one. She just came out with this one, Thankful Inside Out, which is a great thank you set. And we really needed a thank you set of inside greetings. We do have some thank yous in each of these more generic ones, but this just has a whole plethora of them. So if you're making thank you cards for different people who maybe came to a wedding or to a shower or to a christening, you've got all of these different greetings that you could put in here. I feel incredibly blessed to have someone like you in my life. I'm so thankful for your generosity and thoughtfulness. Just a little note to say a big thank you. I sincerely appreciate your help and support. So, as you're just making your decisions down the line about what you want to do for the insides of your cards, take a look at what we have. The last one I want to show you is this little one called Birthday Cheer. And this one is a tiny one, perfect for maybe your little square cards. You could even put these kinds of things on tags if you want. And they also work for the inside of A2 cards. It's never too late to wish a wonderful friend like you a very happy birthday. And here, this one has happy birthday, so sorry I missed it. And then you could say it's never too late to wish a wonderful friend like you a very happy birthday. Hope your birthday is as special as you are. Thinking of you on your birthday and wishing you everything happy. So many cute options. So I wanted to show you those because most people, you know, they forget and they overlook that Gina K Designs is just packed with great greeting sets. These stamp sets, I would get stamp pockets for these, and I would put these the way I have it at home. I have these in a bin all by themselves right out on the table. It's just a little bin, a little refrigerator bin. I have them all in stamp pockets ready to go. A few of them have coordinating dies. And I would just put the die in with the stamp set and keep them right on your desk. Then when you're done making your card, especially now with our challenge that we have going on in our Facebook group to make those birthday cards every month and to make 5 Christmas cards to, you know, sign and put in envelopes and get ready to mail so that we're easing the load of the holidays. You can finish the front of your card and you can go ahead right away and make the inside. So these are some of my favorites, but there are more, so check out the website to see more. All right, so I just grabbed a whole bunch of cards that I had made over the years, just different ones that I thought I could show you some different ways to decorate the insides. And I have everything from stencil designs to cover plates to some postage sets. Here's a postage one. I knew that purple one was. Simple thank you cards. Here's a masculine one that I made during the 12 days and a vintage one. I'm just going to randomly choose a few from here. Here's a bigger one. I'm going to randomly choose a few from here, and we're going to decorate the inside to kind of coordinate with the outside. So if you searched inside greetings, would these come up? Possibly not, Donna. Possibly, if you type in inside, then the ones that have the word inside in the title would come up. But what I will do is tonight, I will list all of these in the description on YouTube. Okay, so this way you'll be able to see all of the names that I shared. You could take a screenshot of that, or you could take a picture of it if it's on your screen, and then you can look them up one at a time at your leisure to decide if any of them are a good fit for you. Okay, so one of the main things that people have a problem with is when you're using these gorgeous cardstock colors like Wild Wisteria, it is a little dark to write in. Sometimes the reds can be a little dark to write in. And some people will say, well, get a white gel pen or get a gold pen. And you definitely can do that. But one of the things that I think makes a card look so finished on the inside is when you die cut the panel to match what's on the outside. So that's what I'm going to do for most of my cards because I really, really enjoy doing that. Now, I won't do it for every card, but I'll do it for most of them. So let me get my die cutting machine. And my favorite die set to use for the inside is Master Layouts 2 for A2 cards. For 5x7s, I like using Master Layouts 8. And then for those A6 cards, I like using Master Layouts. I'm going to guess, and I think it's 17. That's the one that's designed for A6. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut a couple panels so I don't have to keep bringing the die cutting machine out. Let me get my my platform and
just a note.
Cutting plate.
Just a note, we are just broadcasting on YouTube tonight.
Yes, just on YouTube. For some reason, Facebook does not want to play nice with us, and it wouldn't accept our stream. Facebook is getting more and more difficult to stream to for some reason, and you'll notice that we were probably the only people that actually streamed to Facebook. Everybody else just streams to YouTube. So I would highly recommend that you get just get a YouTube account. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to do anything. You know, you don't have to have a channel, as far as you don't have to make videos, but they do require you to set up an account on YouTube, like a YouTube channel. You don't have to broadcast anything. The good thing about YouTube, and I'll tell you, it's so much better than Facebook, so much better for so many reasons. Number one, you can participate in our live chat polls and things like that we do here in our Facebook group, in our YouTube channel. The second thing is on YouTube, you can set up playlists. So if you like a video, you can favorite it. You can heart it, like it, right? Just whatever the thumbs up button is. Once you do that, once you go to a video and you hit the thumbs up button, you can go back and look at the videos that you've hit the thumbs up button on. So you might hit a thumbs up button and then go off YouTube for 2 weeks and say, oh, what was that video? I loved it so much and I can't remember the name of it. I don't know which one it is. You could just go right to YouTube and look at your liked videos. They're the videos that you gave a thumbs up to. You can also create your own playlists. So let's say you watch several different content creators. You watch me, you watch Kathy Zilski, you watch Jennifer McGuire, you watch Mindy Egan, Megan Andrew, right? And all of a sudden, a new kit comes out. A new Gina K Designs kit comes out. You get the kit, and you watch one video from Jennifer, one from Megan, one from Mindy, one from Kathy, 2 from me, 3 from me. And you're like, oh, I wish I could just have these organized in one place. You can create your own playlist called the Cheerful Flowers playlist. And that would be all the videos that are about that topic, about that kit. Maybe you like die cutting videos. Maybe you like foiling videos. You can create all your own playlists and you can make them private if you want, so nobody will see which ones you liked, or you can make them public and you can share them with your friends. Maybe a friend of yours is like, oh, I'm just getting into foiling and I don't know what to do. You can just send them the link to your playlist and you can say, here are the videos that I've saved that have helped me a lot. So there's a lot that you can do on YouTube that you can't do on Facebook. And Facebook makes videos go away after 30 days now, so they don't keep them. So even if you saved the video or you favorited the live, it's gone. You're not going to find it anymore. So I would say, come on over to YouTube, get yourself a YouTube channel. I think all you have to do is sign up for a Gmail account, and then you can use that Gmail account for your YouTube channel as your login. And then you don't have to do anything else. Nobody has to know that you're there. You're not required to post videos or anything else like that. So much you can do. All right, so now I'm going to cut some plain black panels. I've got a bunch of black cardstock here. And if you go to your favorite content creators' YouTube pages, their channels. All right, so if you go to my channel, you might just be watching through a link I shared. But if you click on my name underneath the screen, it'll take you away from today's video. But it will take you right to my channel. And if you scroll down on that front page of my channel, you'll see all the playlists that I've created for you. So I've created playlists for Gamsol. Here's a bunch of videos that I made using Gamsol. Playlist for foiling. The playlist for the Master Layout series. The playlist for the 12 Days of Christmas box. Playlist for embossing folders. Like all kinds of different playlists that are at your disposal. And you can either save that list to your own channel so you can find it later, or you can just come back to my channel and find it because it'll always be there. So there are so many really good reasons why YouTube outshines Facebook when it comes to video and live streaming as well. We also noticed that, like in our last video, Facebook just dumped us 3/4 of the way through the video, and all our Facebook friends just went, they were just like, where did she go? Tom, I'm missing the word of the day. Everybody was just kind of excommunicated from the live. But they came right over to YouTube, and YouTube was still going strong. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe Facebook doesn't like video as much as we would like it to. So, yeah, YouTube is all about video, so they know how to do it right. And also, another thing I want to tell you is, and it's very easy to find, you know how when you go over to our Facebook group and there are 9 million posts, right? And they're beautiful, they're fabulous. I mean, all of our members are sharing fantastic card projects. But here on YouTube, every time I get done a video, I take high quality pictures of my cards that I made. I post them in the Facebook group, and then they get lost in all of the conversation and all of everybody else's posts. But I also post them here on my channel on the tab on my YouTube channel that's called Posts. So if you are trying to cut down on the noise, right? You want to find those cards to see them up close and see what that background stamp really looked like. Maybe you couldn't see it well on the live. You can just go right to the Post tab, and they're just all in chronological order. So whatever I do tonight, I'll take pictures of the insides of the cards and I'll post them to the Post tab, and you'll be able to find them without all of the other noise that surrounds a group like Facebook. Facebook is so fun and the groups are great and all of that. You get 1,000 more ideas, so I'm not saying that you shouldn't be in the group. I'm just saying that, God bless you over there, Tom, but I'm just saying that if you want to go to a place where you can find things quickly, YouTube is very helpful with that. All right, so let's just pick a card here. I'm going to pick this cute little bee card that I made a while ago, just because. And you'll see one of the things that I have here are these clouds in the background. So for the inside of my card, it would make sense for me to do some clouds that coordinate with the front. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to, and this is how I decide what I'm going to do. So let me grab a sticky mat, and I'm going to take one of these pieces, these panels that I just cut out. And then I tried to grab as many different things as I could that I normally use. I have our beautiful backdrops stencil here. Now I also need my ink stand, invented and designed and handmade by our birthday girl today, Brianne Loveland. And then I'm going to get a blending brush here, and then I'm going to do some light ink blending just down this card. All right, so not going to go too heavy-handed, just a nice light ink blend going across. Can see now, sometimes I do kind of a heavy hand, but because we're going to write over this and we're going to add a stamped greeting in here, I'm just going with a super light hand just to add some clouds in the background.
And a date for the next release party.
Next Tuesday, Tom. Next Tuesday. And that is when we're going to be releasing our mega kit. I'm very excited about it. You guys, we just looked at it today. And you know how our normal kits have a half sheet of paper with the pictures of everything that's in the kit? We needed a full 8.5 by 11 sheet for this kit insert. So it will be folded in half because it's so big. All right. And then we'll do one more down here. And again, I'm just moving the stencil side to side so it looks a little bit different. Now there we go. Very light clouds there. And you can see already how this is coordinating with the front of the card. All right. Now this, doing the insides of your cards is also the perfect time to give your pastel and light inks a workout, right? Because you want to remember that you need to be able to see what you're writing, what you're stamping, all of that. So we are going to give the lighter shades of ink a workout tonight. So now I'm going to layer these two panels together. Oh, I almost had a heart attack the other night. I was in my craft room and I was making cards and I used the last tape runner refill that I had. And what a panic. I was sent into a complete panic. I was like, no. There are 3 things in my house that I have to have enough of. Paper towels, toilet paper, and tape runners. And if I have those, I'm good. I could get snowed in. I don't care about anything else. I'll eat ramen. I'm fine. But if I can't make cards and I can't use the bathroom and I can't wipe down my stencils, I get very antsy. Okay, so now I'm going to put this here into my Misty. We'll be revealing the price of the mega kit. I know that some people are asking on release party night, so hang in there for that. Okay, so since this is just a little just because card, I'm going to put something in here that, let's see, just because. Let's see. I'm going to look at these and find just the perfect little greeting. Okay, so we started with some more generic ones, just because. So a perfect greeting for this is, so thankful for a friend like you. It's the little things that mean so much. Hello, friend. You're always there when I need you. I think I'm going to do so thankful for a friend like you. Okay. So I have to open a new one because all of my inside greetings are home. Oh, I didn't want to take that one out. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one here. So again, I'm sure that some of you have seen me do this before, but I'm going to just put this right in the center here. And then before I stamp it, because I did create all those beautiful clouds, and it's not quite so easy to recreate that quickly, I'm just going to use the cover sheet from the stamp set and just place it on top, and then I'm going to ink it up just to make sure it looks centered before I pull the trigger and stamp it. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty centered to me. It looks pretty straight. So I'll get my my tidy towel here and I'll just clean that off so that I can put that back on my stamp set. And now I know that that's in the right spot, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. So thankful for a friend like you. There we go. Now, the other reason why I really like doing this method before I actually adhere it to inside of my card, if you're not writing with an erasable pen, and there's reasons to write with an erasable pen and there's reasons not to. Let me tell you the reasons not to, because I do like erasable pens, but they don't last forever. And if they get too hot, it disappears. So, you know, if that card sits out in the heat, the writing is going to really, really lighten up. And if you're making a card for somebody and they keep those cards and they're sentimental, you might not want to write with erasable pen because it's just too easy for it to lighten up and not be able to read it in a few years. So I like to do my writing now, and then if I really mess it up, I can make another panel. This is easy, right? It was just a little bit of ink blending and stamping. But if I wrote it right inside the card, now, you know, I either have to take the whole thing off and put a new card base on, or I have to put something over it. So by doing it this way, you kind of eliminate mistakes in writing. And that's where I usually get myself in trouble. I spell a word wrong, or I forget a word and I'm trying to put a little arrow, and then I'm just going to tape this to the inside of the card. Now look how much more dressed up that card is, right? Just because, and the inside matches. So thankful for a friend like you. So that would be the perfect card to just send a friend for no reason at all, just to let them know that you love them and they're your friend. So that's so fun, and it matches so nicely. Okay, so that's one inside greeting, and I'm more interested in teaching you or showing you my thought process than I am showing you exactly what to do for every card. You can see the basic elements are there. Okay, it had this kind of background, so I'm going to match that background on the inside. It had just a clean block style font, so I'm going to use a more clean block style font on the inside. It's got that double layer with the black layer on the outside. Going to repeat it on the inside. It just really steps up the card. The other thing I want you to think about when you're making cards like this is this may eliminate you needing to use the heavy base weight white cardstock, and you can use layering weight white cardstock for your card base because you are upholstering it on the inside. So now you're making it stiff and sturdy because you have 3 layers here and you have 3 layers here. So you don't necessarily have to use a heavier cardstock. If you're going to put panels on the front and panels on the inside, it will be sturdy, it will stand up nicely, even if you have a little bit of a thinner cardstock. All right, so that's one idea. Let's go with another idea. Let's see here. Okay, this one I really like. So this is the modern, no, this is the sunflower. Do I have that? I should have that one here. Let me just take a little peek and make sure that I have that stencil set. One of the things that I did wrong this year is I organized all my stencils and then I never put them back in order after I used them. So they are kind of a hot mess. So let me look. If I don't find it right away, we'll try something different. I think we're going to try something different. It's probably in this pile here that I never organized, but you know, we'll do something different. Oh, no, we'll do this. This is perfect. Okay. This is a great idea. So here we have, I believe this is called Sunflower Garden, this stencil set. So we have Sunflower Garden. And this is another hello friend, just a very friendly card here. But we have a bigger stencil set called Spectacular Sunflower that my daughter Alicia designed this one for us. And I absolutely love it. It is actually a large version of this one that she designed for us. So she designed both of these, and I am going to use both of them on one card. All right, so I've got a little bit of honey mustard and tomato soup here, and then some turquoise sea. So for the inside, I'm going to go a shade lighter. I'm going to use, let's find it. I'm going to use sweet corn. All right.
And yes, Kathleen, just water with the tidy towel.
Yes, just water with the tidy towel. I'm going to use maybe a little bit of tomato soup. We'll see. And then I've got turquoise sea here. Okay. So I'm going to take, you can see once again here, I have the stitched panel from Master Layouts 2, and then I have the black layer there. I made this card so long ago, I honestly don't know how I remembered that. Usually I depend on Brianne Loveland, my love, in the chat to tell me what I used. Okay, maybe I will go with that same. No, I'm gonna go with this. I feel good about this color. There might be a little honey mustard left on this brush. I'm going to leave it on there. I'm just going to rub it a little bit, not worry too much about it. Okay, so I'm going to just do this off to the side here. Actually, I might just come up from the bottom a little bit, just like this. Okay, and actually, I'm going to turn it this way, And my reason for turning it that way is I want to have a little bit more room at the top here for my blending brush. And then I'm going to get a Post-it note just to block that off so I don't make a mess. Okay, so I'm going to, like, why can't I see? But it's because my glasses are looking at me from over there. Okay, so I'm going to just come in with a little bit of this sweet corn. And there is a little honey mustard on here, so you could do a mix. You could do a little sweet corn, and then kind of as you get close to the bottom here, you could add a little honey mustard in there if you wanted to. I might do that.
Barb wants to know, are there any plans for full-size inner greetings for 5x7 cards, especially Christmas greetings?
Well, that is one of the reasons why I did the sentimental, I'm sorry, the seasonal patterns and phrases, because those greetings are so good for big cards. But yeah, always be looking at our releases, because we're always coming out with new products. And sometimes there are big greetings that come out, just like last Christmas. We had those 2 big greetings. So yeah, I mean, definitely we could add more of those to our collection in the future. All right, so I'm adding just a little bit of that honey mustard in there. Now, I'm going to get layer 2. That's so cool, huh? I'm going to get layer 2. And I really didn't plan anything for this video, just because I really wanted to just kind of do it off the cuff, you know? I wanted to kind of see where it would go. And I didn't really even know which cards I was going to make. So bear with me if it takes me a second to make a decision here. All right, so now I'm going to take some of this tomato soup. I'm going to grab this brush here. And I'm not too worried about that side. I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit. I'm not going super heavy-handed, but I need it to match a little bit to the front. That looks good. That looks nice. And then we're going to pick one of these insides. Now, doesn't have the same inside in the sunflower garden that it has here on the Spectacular Sunflower. But we can pick one of these, like this one right here, and we can just put a little bit of turquoise sea in the center. Let me grab that turquoise sea. I'll use the sea glass brush. And I will protect this here. Okay. Now I know that normally I'd probably do this with a brown, but again, I'm wanting to match what I have going on in my card front. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to pull this off. You can see how this is looking so nice. Let me clean off these stencils quickly. The thing about those big 5x7 greetings is we'd probably only be able to get maybe 6 of them on a big stamp set, but that might be just enough. I will look into some of that for myself, because I've been making a ton of 5x7 cards lately. I really like that size. They feel so substantial. Maybe I'm becoming my mother, because I told you guys my mom always equated the size of the card with the amount of love. So maybe I'm starting to become my mom. Oh, and you know what? There's also this stencil that comes with it. This was one of the layers. I'm just going to throw this right here, and I'm just going to color a little bit just to colorize that, a little turquoise there. Felt like it needed a little hint of color. And I will clean the desk spot there, because you know that's going to turn into a disaster. Okay. So let me put that in the pile and not put it away the right way again. Now I'm going to layer these two together. you don't always have to use the whole stencil, right? You can use just a small portion of it just to make it work. Okay, so this is a more elegant greeting, and I think I want to use that All About You stamp set. Now, I know I have one somewhere over there, or oh no, that's home. It's home. All right, we'll open it. Not a big deal. I need to keep these here anyway, because I really should start decorating the inside of my cards on my lives, too. I think that would be a nice goal. All right, so this has a very similar feel, these fonts, especially this kind of block style, Times New Romany kind of font. So I'm going to do Hello Friend. I could choose The World is a Better Place Because of You. I don't know what I would do without you. I think I'm going to do You Mean the World to Me. That would be a really nice one. So, Hello Friend, You Mean the World to Me. So you're starting to get the idea here, and I'm just going to put it, I'm going to overlap it right there onto that sunflower, because I do want it to be more in the center. I think it's going to look good right there, and that looks pretty straight to me. It's a big chunky font, so it's pretty easy to see. If it's not straight, then you know what we say, well, it's better than horrible. It's the thought that counts, right? Okay. That might not be perfectly straight. Oh, it's straight enough. These are all brand new stamps, so I am stamping them more than once because you know how that goes with new stamps. They have that manufacturing residue on them, and sometimes they take being used several times before they start stamping without a second and third pass. But that's not a bad quality stamp, that's just manufacturing residue. Alrighty, so now we're going to take this card and we're going to add this onto the inside.
Nice.
You like that? I thought you'd like this. It has a bunch of orange and yellow, all your favorite colors. Right? So, hello friend, you mean the world to me. Doesn't it make a difference to see the inside of your card decorated? I love that.
It's like a twofer.
It is. It really is. It takes it up a notch, and especially I know a lot of you make cards for like craft fairs and things like that. This is something you just don't get when you buy a Hallmark card. It's just something that you don't get. You don't get that pretty inside the same way. And it coordinates so nicely. It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough. And if you use pretty much the same colors, you get that feel of continuity. All right, so let's pick a different one here. How about this one? So I'm sure that you're starting to get the feel of how I would bring this together, right? I do have to do a birthday card for somebody. So I have a birthday card here that I definitely want to do. I need to do this one because I have a masculine birthday that I need to send out right away. So I will be doing this one next, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this one. But let's do this one next. Okay, so I'm going to grab this again, and then I'm going to take one of those panels, and I'm going to just lay it this way because we need to do a horizontal one this time. And here, what I did here was I used some, I think it was like a little bit of wild lilac that was left on the brush, and a little bit of warm cocoa that was just left on the brush. I didn't like re-ink the brush. I just grabbed it and I wanted to see what it would look like and if it would coordinate with those flowers. So hopefully I've got a brush that I can use. Let's see. Ugh, that brush is really stuck in there. We'll see what's on there, and we'll see what's on this brown one. We can rub color off too. We don't need to necessarily just go with whatever's on there. So if you've never seen this stencil before, it's called Twirl It Checks, and it makes that really cute design when you actually shift the stencil. So I'm just going to position this stencil so that it's fairly even. It would help to be able to see. It's fairly even, and a lot of times I'll just use, to see if it's even, I'll just use these notches. See the little notches on the side here? How they come in between? So I'll line that notch up with the top of the paper, and then I'll line the other notch up with the other side of the paper. Make sure that those notches are falling in the same spot. And if they're falling in the same spot, then I feel like it's pretty straight. Okay. So let's take a look at what's on this brush. If we can just get it light enough. That's pretty dark. I'm just going to rub more of that color off. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it quite that light. Might have to wash the brush or use a lighter one if I have one. I don't see one. All right, we'll do our best, okay? Super light hand, like barely touching the paper. So I'm just going to go like that. I'm not even... like the brush is barely touching the stencil here because it's a dark color and I really want it to be light. Guys, I almost had to burn down my whole house today because I saw a spider on the kitchen counter and I put a cup over it real fast. And then I came back with like a piece of cardboard to go under the cup. And when I looked under the cup, there was no spider. So I don't know where it went. So now I have to burn down the whole house. So do you think that color's close enough? I think that's pretty close.
I think I drank it.
You probably did, Tom. I can go a little bit deeper here. Now this color may not match exactly, and that's okay. Okay, so now I've got that there. It might look lighter when I get to the brown, but that was pretty dark on there.
Deb wants to know, why do you put the sentiment in the center?
Well, every card that I've ever seen, the sentiment is in the center. It's where your eye is drawn to the center of the card. Kind of looks weird if it's up at the top or it's down at the bottom. It should be the focal point of the inside of the card because it's the message that you're sending to the person. So the picture on the outside is the focal point, and we usually have that picture somewhere in the center of our cards. We tend to center our focal images, right? We put them more in the center. And then when it comes to opening the card, you want your eye drawn to the center of the card where that message is. So that's why I do that. Now, you can do whatever you want. Nobody's going to say, well, I don't like this card because you put the greeting up higher. Some people will put a strip kind of sentiment a little bit higher so they have a little room to write underneath. But I tend to go with the Hallmark method of just getting that greeting right there in the center. So, okay. So now I'm going to place these boxes over the boxes that I already stamped. And I'm going to fill that in with a little bit of brown. So I'm going to use a light hand here because I don't know what brown is on here. Oh, I think I'm good. All right. Do want to make sure I get over here a little bit. I think that's going to be pretty good. Okay, so that is a lighter version of what's happening here. Pretty close, and in my opinion, it's close enough to feel fluid. Okay. Alrighty. So, somebody said, I looked up and saw somebody saying ew, and I don't know what that's about, and I'm hoping it's not about my colors. Could be, though.
Spiders.
What's that? Spiders. Oh, okay. All right, spiders. Woo! Okay. See how we do that? See how we take things personally right away? She doesn't like my card. She's saying, ew. All right, now I'm going to layer that onto a black panel again to be the same as my front of my card. And you know, I'm going back, right? I don't know when I made this card. I made this card when this stamp set came out, and I can't even remember when it came out. It probably came out maybe last August, right? But if you're doing these all at the same time, like I should have, you're going to have all the colors right in front of you. So you're not going to have to be trying to match it up the way I am. It's going to be right there in front of you. You're doing everything all together. Okay, so we'll line that up. And let's go ahead and stamp a greeting on the inside. So you're the best friend ever. That is like a cute little, almost typewriter-y kind of font. So we could definitely use one of Beth's new Thankful inside and out. You're the best friend ever. Thank you for being there when I needed it the most. That's a good one. Or your kindness didn't go unnoticed. You're the best friend ever. You truly have a gift for making people feel special. Ooh, I like that. So the flowers on this one, Brianne helped me. That was from our autumn kit. And Brianne's going to find that for you. I know she will. I know she will. But I could look it up for you. And remember, any of the things that I use tonight, I will list this. Like I will say the name of this stamp set on YouTube. And again, I'm going in the center here with this.
Connie wants to know, do you always make your greeting black?
Always. I always make my greeting black, except if I'm using, in the navy, edible eggplant or slate or charcoal brown. So if I'm doing like autumn cards and I want to go with a brown, I'll go with charcoal brown. Always the closest thing to black.
Dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate works, yep. Dark chocolate will work. But I'm using black on all of these cards because most of the stamping is done in black. And it's kind of a nice way to play off of that border that's going around too. Okay, so there we go. You truly have a gift for making people feel special. That's a great stamp. Sometimes I have fun just reading all of the different sentiments that are in these stamps, and it inspires me to make a card for somebody specific, you know? You might read that greeting and you say to yourself, oh, I know exactly who to send that to. I have a friend that makes everybody feel so special. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this on the inside of this card. And you might have a bunch of cards laying around right now that you haven't sent to anybody yet that you could go back, like I'm doing, and do some of this stuff. Now look at the difference. Now we've got this beautiful, you're the best friend ever. You truly have a gift for making people feel special. I love that. That works so nicely together. Okay, so now I want to do this one. Now with this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play off of the clouds and that snowfall in there. But I also want to play off the idea that there is a wider border around that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Now this used the chalet background. I'm not going to use a background stamp for this. Instead, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a piece of Well, I've got a piece of cardstock here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Masking Magic strips, and I'm going to get the big thick ones. All right, so these are the 1/2-inch strips. That's very similar to the size of this border. So I'm going to go around the edge here and do a border. All right. Just like that. Now, other things that you can do is if you have a scene on the front of your card, for example, like this scene here, if you want, you could stamp the same images, but just use the lightest gray, like Whisper. And then over the Whisper, just stamp your greeting right over that. And that is another way that you can create the inside. I'm going to keep some of this for my die cutting. Okay, so I made a nice big border around the outside of this to kind of mimic the border here. Now I'm going to go in with that cloud stencil again, because that's what I have here. But what I did with that cloud stencil on this one, I remember making this card, and I remember I had a little bit of sea glass on there. So I'm going to use sea glass. There might be a little turquoise sea on here. I'm okay with that. But I'm going to get a second color. I'm going to get some soft stone. All right. Let me get my other ink stand. One of my other ink stands. What I love about the ink stand, especially if you're using darker colors, is when they're dark, they all look dark. They all look the same. And it's hard to remember which pad is which. With the ink stand, you can put the lid right with the pad so your eye is drawn to that color. All right, I need a black blending brush. This looks blue. Sorry, I know I have my back to you. I think I'm just going to use a new blending brush. I think that'll work fine. In fact, I think I'll use a smaller one here. I just happen to have one. I'm just going to get a little ink on it. Okay. And then I'm going to rub some of that ink off. I just want to get the bristles saturated a little bit with some color. Okay. Now I'm going to start up here at the top with the sea glass, and I'm going to add that sea glass in there so we have those clouds. But I wanted, on my card that I made, I wanted it to look more wintry. So I added a little bit of gray in there to kind of gray that up a little bit. Gray up the sky. It's a new brush, so I'm gotta get a little more ink on it first. So you see, it has a little bit of that more broodiness to it. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead. These colors are going to mix on here, and that's going to be just fine because that's going to darken up my clouds a little bit. And I don't need to quite go so dark. Just get a little bit of that in there.
Question from Mildred. Would you ever put an image on the blank side opposite the inside greeting, or do you think that's too much?
I think it would look pretty. Like if you were doing a floral, to add another floral on the, like if you're opening it book style, to do another floral mimicking what's in the front. I think that would be very pretty. I think that's a great idea. I don't think it's ever too much. You know? I mean, especially if it matches like what's on the front, it makes it feel more like it should be there. And again, it makes it special because it's handmade. It's different than what you get at a Hallmark store. Okay, so I'm getting my clouds down here. But I'm keeping them a little bit more gray by mixing that gray in there. I might go over the whole thing with just a slight gray brush. slight bit of gray. Just to play off of the gray in that card, because the whole card has a lot of gray in it. Now for this one, we can't just stop here. We have to actually fill in around the sides, or the border is not going to make a difference. So first thing I'm going to do is go along the bottom here.
So if somebody wanted to find the video where you made this card, what would they do?
So if you go to the playlist on YouTube for 12 Days of Christmas, just look for the video in that playlist that has this picture on the front. And then you'll be able to find it. It's going to have that thumbnail. I'm going to add a little bit more gray in here just to keep with that winter feel.
And that'll tell them what the stamp set is and all the...
Oh, it tells them
things you
everything. Yep. Everything that I used, and yep. The whole description. You got to open it up. You'll see there'll be a little description that just starts, and then it says more, and you click on the more, and the whole thing opens up. All right, so now I'm going to pull these off. Now I'm going to put that back on. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more gray up there. I want this to be, I want you to really see this. I want more gray, not enough gray. I don't know where my black blending brush went, but somewhere in the mix it got lost. It got lost. Yeah, oh, here it is. Here it is. There might be, let me just see what's on here. Okay. So I'm going to go around this with this blending brush. This is my black blending brush. This is just going to give me a sharper line around the edge. I know it doesn't look like much here, but
broodiness.
It'll do it. Yeah. Well, it's winter. It's winter in this card. And this looks terrible because this is not our smooth cardstock. So it looks like I'm making a mess and it's going to look streaky, but it won't when I pull these off. Okay. It's just going to look cloudy. Okay, so now you can see I've played off of the outside of this card by having that same framed shape and having like a smaller box in the center here, and then I have the grayness from these clouds. Okay. And now I'm going to mount that onto a black panel.
We got a few requests for a word of the day.
Okay, let's do a word of the day while I'm picking a birthday greeting.
Word of the day, oh hey, hooray.
Because this card is late, Tom. I'm sending it to Art.
Word of the day, it's here.
Our friend Art. Should I use a friend always remembers your birthday and never remembers your age?
Okay, word of the day. So I think we can all agree that Gina is an excellent teacher. She knows how to get ideas across and concepts. Today's word of the day has to do with if you've ever tried to learn something and the person that was teaching you just didn't get it across to you. For me, it's card games. I never played cards when I was a kid. Just didn't, I don't know. It's not something that I get all antsy when I have to sit and learn a card game.
He does, too.
And I don't know, my dad didn't play cards. And at one time he said something that kind of stuck with me. He said, cards are for guys in prison.
Your dad.
Yeah, it wasn't his thing. And so So for me, it was euchre, trying to learn euchre.
Oh yeah, euchre's a tough game to learn.
And I eventually learned it. I haven't played in a while, but I had to move to a different teacher. And in that case, I needed a nextplanation. The first time, it just wasn't working on the first teacher. I needed a nextplanation to
Oh,
play
that's so
euchre.
funny.
Word of the day, it's here to stay.
Oh, did you play the theme song?
I did. You
Oh,
didn't hear it.
gosh.
You're missing out on
I'm
all
missing
this
out,
culture. Back with Ernest to the dead space.
Oh, goodness. I didn't even realize that this one has happy birthday to a super amazing kid. That's a good sentiment for kids. I didn't realize that. Okay. I'm just looking for something a little bit smaller. I might have to use one of these smaller birthday sets. Where's the little birthday cheer? Here we go. Okay. And you know what? This birthday is belated, so I am going to use It's Never Too Late to Wish a Friend Like You a Very Happy Birthday. How's that, Tom?
Yes, dear.
That will be really nice. So, I'll put that right in there. And I think because this is a little bit hard to see, I'm going to stamp it on the acetate first to make sure it looks straight. All right, let me get my black. That looks good. Okay, and I'm going to add something else that I meant to add. I'm going to add it now, and I'm going to burn a little bit of masking magic here, but it's okay. This is perfect for my friend Art. Art is actually going to be Rena's father-in-law. And Art just had a birthday, and we missed it. We were out of town, and we couldn't go to the celebration, and I've been meaning to drop this card in the mail. So I'm going to drop it in the mail with this. Okay. So now, let me clean this real quick, and then I'll show you the other thing that I wanted to do to make it fit in a little bit more with the front. And because, you know, Art lives up here in Wisconsin, this is a very appropriate card for a Wisconsin gentleman. With the deer and stuff in it. It's just got that Wisconsin flair to it. All right, so I'm putting these back on. Now, if I was a good teacher and you didn't need an explanation, I would have done this while the first batch of masking magic was on this card, but because I forgot, all right, let me take this whole thing off here. Okay, so I've got that all blocked off there. Do I have that blocked off enough? I'm gonna just make sure this one's blocked off enough. Yeah, this would be much easier to do right away, but it's all right. We'll make it work. I'm gonna make it work. Okay. Art, if you're watching by any chance at all, don't look too close. Be surprised when you get the card. Okay, so the background of that deer card uses our snowy background stamp. You can see that on there, the snowy background. And it's stamped with light spruce. I don't know why light spruce has become my go-to for this snow. Snow is not green, but for some reason, I really like the way it looks. So it does make it easy for me to remember what colors I used, because I always use the same color for this. Sometimes I use sea glass, or sometimes I use lavender, but for the most part, I tend to use this spruce. So I'm going to just lay this down right on its face, and I'm going to go ahead and just press that all over, because I want it to have that cute little, see the little dots in there? Aren't they cute? That makes such a difference. Now, I could have done it without the strips, and then the frame would have had the dots too, which would have been really cute, but I didn't think of it. Now that I see it, I might do that on the next one that I do this way, because this won't be the last time I make this card. I really love this card. This card is such a nice card for some of the guys that I have to send cards to. But it looks really nice when you pull it off too. So it keeps all that little snowy snowfall in there. And this is one of those cases where I did use our layering weight white. You can kind of see how thin that is. But when you add that second layer like this, it makes such a difference. All right, so now look how nice that card looks. You've got the nice clouds in the front there, happy birthday to you. And because it's late, it's never too late to wish a wonderful friend like you a very happy birthday. So yeah, as long as it isn't yellow, right? Oh my goodness. Well, we've already done 4 insides, so I'm going to do one more tonight, and then I think we're going to call it, because I think you guys are getting the idea, and I feel like you guys probably just want to take off and start making some fun things. So let's do something a little bit different. So here, this is a really nice card. Yeah, let's do this one, because this doesn't have much on the front, right? It's just pretty plain. There really isn't anything to mimic from the front of this. You could stamp a floral design in there, the same floral, maybe color it with really, really light versions of these same colors, but you don't always have to go through a whole thing like that. So let me show you what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking that we can do just a swirl of color. So once again, I'm going to get this stencil. I love this one. Again, it's the beautiful backdrops. And I'm going to do a swirl of color. Now, you can do this any way you want. See how I'm like turning the stencil to just give it like a whoosh, going up that way? Or I could have it going down. I could have it going down this way, however you want to do it. But I think I'm going to just have it go up like this. Okay? Now, there are 2 things I must do. I must block that off, and I must block that off. Now, I want to mimic the brightest colors here, so I'm going to mimic that yellow, that orange, and that red. So I'm going to find some wild dandelion, which is most of the color that's in that flower. I made this card years ago, so I don't even really remember. But we'll go with wild dandelion. Okay, so we'll start from the bottom here. I want to make sure that's locked in. We're going to do a little bit of wild dandelion. And we could have done the full rainbow that these flowers are, but I think this is going to work. All right, so we've got some yellow. Then we're going to add some orange, and I think I used some sweet mango and maybe a little tomato soup in there. So it could be tangerine twist too, but considering we're doing the inside of the card, I don't mind going a lighter shade of orange. And I am going to be using what was ever on this tomato soup brush, which was tomato soup. So let's just brush some of that off. Okay. Alrighty. So now we'll start on the side here. I'm just going to come down the center and just kind of working that color into the yellow a little bit, not totally covering the yellow. And then I'll go back with the yellow and add more of that yellow in there. It's okay if you get the orange all the way up there. That's not a problem. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and add just a touch of red. I will use Red Hot since it's right here. Let me find a red blending brush. Here we go. It's close enough to red. Okay. And then we'll come in with that red. Just bringing some of that red in there. So you can see I'm doing a very light blend here. I'm not going quite as dark and heavy as the colors that are on the front. But it just gives me that little bit of sunniness that this card has. Okay. Now I'm going to take this off. And we've got that cool little pattern going. And then I'll pop that off. Okay, so now I am going to add a black panel to play off of the panel from this card. So like if I had done that in teal, I would use a teal panel. If I had done it in red, I would use a red panel. We're just kind of creating that continuity. And if you are so inclined, you can always just move the stencil down and you can add your green and then add your blue. You could have started up a little higher and you could have gotten that full rainbow in there if you wanted to. Okay, so now this is a thank you card. So I think I'm going to go to Beth Saleka's thank you set here, since I already opened that one. Let's see. Did I open it? Yeah, I did. Okay, so thankful for you. Let's see what I want to pick. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your kindness truly made a difference. Thankful for you. Your kindness didn't go unnoticed. I think I'll use that one. Something just short and sweet. And that one might be good for a lot of things. I mean, if somebody helps you with something big, it's good, but if they also just invited you for dinner and you want to send a little thank you card for the invite, they were kind. They invited you for dinner, so that will work really well. And I'm just going to stamp that right into this into this colorful space. You know how like stamps, when they're new, they stick to everything? One way to avoid that is use your top sheet. I have it in the right place, so I'll show you on the next video. But you can use your acetate sheet, and it will stick to that, and then you can stick it to the door, and then you can peel the acetate off, and makes it a little easier. Okay. We are going to give away a gift card tonight, so hang in there. And the way you win a gift card is just by leaving a comment. So if you haven't left a comment yet, go ahead and do so. It doesn't even have to be a comment. It could be just a heart, or it could be your favorite emoji. There's some emojis, though, that we don't want to see. Just one or two. I don't know why they have those. All right, so your kindness didn't go unnoticed. Okay. So now, just like the rest of them, we're going to take this and we're going to pop this right on the inside. That pattern is just, it's so fun. Such an easy way to just create some color and some interest on the inside. And just by having that little black border, it just ties everything together so nice. There we go. Thankful for you. Your kindness didn't go unnoticed. There we go. All right, so let's review them real quick here. All right, we've got our Just Because, and we did the clouds. So thankful for a friend like you. Just sending a friend a card for no reason. You're the best friend ever. You truly have a gift for making people feel special. Again, we played off of that twirl it checks pattern in the front. Then our sunflower card, Hello Friend. And then we use the big sunflower, You Mean the World to Me. Then we did our card for Arthur, Happy Birthday to You. It's never too late to wish a wonderful friend like you a very happy birthday. And it plays off of the snow, the kind of, the clouds that are kind of gray for winter. It's got the little bit of snow in there. And then this last one, thankful for a friend like you, your kindness didn't go unnoticed. So obviously with all the different stamp sets that we have and all the different kinds of cards that you make, we have an inside greeting for everything. You probably have lots of them in your collection already that you can start with right away. Lots of stamp sets that have outside greetings also have one or two inside greetings. So check all your stamp sets and see if you can find something that will work. And then I will take pictures of the outside and the inside of these cards just so that you can see how it relates to the outside. Okay, because they're all pretty on the inside, but if I put this inside in this card, it might not have made sense. So you can get an idea of how I chose what I chose, or it'll be, it'll trigger your memory anyway. All right, well, Tom, what do you say? Is it time to give away a gift card?
'Tis time.
Yes, we have a $15 Gina K Designs gift card. Hey, before you hit your drum roll, if you're watching and you like today's video, and we certainly hope that you have, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and all notifications so you never miss another video. And then we'd love to have you over in our Facebook group. The name of our Facebook group is Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. We have over 50,000 members there, and they are sharing beautiful projects using our stamps, dies, stencils, and more. And then again, happy birthday to Brianne Loveland. Let's give Brianne Loveland some emojis in the chat. Brianne, we love you. Happy birthday. We hope you had a great day today. If you didn't see any of Brianne's links today and there is something that you want to find, you can find everything I used today over on our website at ginakdesigns.com. All right, Tom, come on back in and let's pick a winner.
All right, let's do a drum roll for tonight's winner. Tonight's winner is Jill Lucas. Jill Lucas.
Yay, Jill. Congratulations, Jill. You are our winner. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and we will get that digital gift card out to you. You can use it whenever. It doesn't expire. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope that this video helped you come up with some ideas for the insides of your cards, and I can't wait to see what you do, because I know you guys are going to just take this and run with it and give us so many more ideas. I can't wait. Don't always tag me at Gina K Designs so I can see. All right. Well, Tom and I will be back on Thursday with another Stampin' Chat Live, and then the sneak peeks for our new release will begin this weekend. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.